Hey community, welcome back. And if this is your first time here, I'm Dr. Blaire, a doc in clinical psychology, and on this channel we discuss psychology, inspiration, social justice, and all topics in between. First things first, hit that subscribe and bell button. I need to see you back next week. And of course, stay tuned because we're going to continue our conversation surrounding mental health within the Black community. Keep watching. All right, let's jump into it. Being Black and proud. And of course, what am I thinking of? Say it loud. Hey, I'm Black and I'm proud. It makes me think of James Brown's song. Why did that just sound weird? It makes me think of James Brown's song. I don't know why that's making me laugh. Please excuse me. But I'll be glancing down at my notes per usual just to make sure we're going over some key points. And I want us to start thinking about how you are feeling when you are proud. And so I'm going to share this definition, or actually two definitions, of what proud means. Proud, feeling deep pleasure or satisfaction as a result of one's own achievements, qualities, or possessions, or those of someone with whom one is closely associated with. Another definition, having and showing high opinion. I'm going to repeat some of that again, some of those keywords. Proud, meaning feeling deep pleasure or satisfaction as a result of one's own achievement. Having and showing high opinion. I love definitions. I love to make sure that we're on the same page about what a word means and how we are using the word, how we're intending to use the word. And when I talk about Black and proud, there's for a reason. Sometimes we're Black and there are some people who are not proud to be Black, and there are others who are. And maybe there are some folks who are in between, in the grays of the spectrum, where sometimes they feel proud and other times they're not. I am here to help us to focus on what it means to be proud as a Black person, what it means to hold that pride, and how to protect that pride. Last week, we talked about protecting our narrative and how it impacts the esteem of us as a group at large. The same thing is to be said here. See how it's transitioning, see how it's growing points here. We're growing, we're transitioning into another perspective, and helping us to mature in this is that we as a people have to be proud about who we are and explore what are the things that we're proud about and what are the things that we're not proud about and why. Okay. And so at large, I think I noticed, I jotted down a few things that I feel like I see a lot of people, or a lot of Black people, proud about. What are those things? Well, we have grown to show a lot of pride in our sense of style, our hair, our influence on culture, our food, our appearance, our humor, even our HBCU culture at times. ... As in there are many more things that we are proud of. However, we really need to work on some other areas. For example, let's start to work on building our pride related to good health, wellness, tenacity, recognition of our roots, developing unity, outstanding in academically performing HBCUs, communities, flourishing as a community. Those are just to name a few. Now, let me just pause for a moment because I feel like some people are going to watch this. They're like, she's ragging on HBCUs. I am not. I am a product of an HBCU, a proud graduate of Tuskegee University, the illustrious Tuskegee University located in Tuskegee, Alabama. So I have a fond love for HBCUs and have always wanted to graduate from an HBCU since I was a child. Some of my family can attest to it. Since I was 10, HBCUs have been on my radar. So I have a fond love for HBCUs and a desire to preserve not only our history, but to see us launch into, the greatest that we can be in the future and continue with longevity. So I say all that to say, I'm not ragging on HBCUs, but I know that there's tons of talk right now about HBCUs performance in the state of our campuses, especially since Coach Prime came onto the scene at JSU, Jackson State University, and then we had another situation that happened over Bethune-Cookman in Florida. I'm not going to get into all that because that's not the point of today. The point is, while all of these murmurs are coming out about the condition of HBCUs, I want us to be sure that we continue to show our pride and be proud in what HBCUs have accomplished and what we have accomplished as a people as well. However, while we're doing that, it is okay and it actually is healthy to recognize that there are other areas as a people we're not so proud about and that we don't talk about much. Now that that is out the way, sure, we cannot be great in everything, or we could. Idea. But we cannot be great in everything, right? We're not perfect. We won't be perfect. This is not a strive for perfectionism. This is a strive to recognize and work on other areas of ourselves. Now, the reason that we may not necessarily be so proud about good health, about reconnecting with our roots, about developing as developing unity and flourishing as a community is probably because we're not doing those things very well. I'm just gonna land that right there. Because we're not doing it so well. What does that then tell us? That we have to work on these areas so that we then can take pride in it. We take pride in things that we care about. For example, oh my goodness, okay, y'all are just getting all of the information out of me today. So when I was a child, I grew up in Air Force One's era. I might be showing my age, but I will be forever 25 again until I decide to change it and turn 26. That's your business. Her business. Anywho's, so when I got Air Force Ones, they were not inexpensive shoes. Let me just say that. I took very good care of them. I made sure that they were clean. I didn't want to walk around with dirty shoes. I want to make sure that they stayed crispy clean, and people always felt like I probably had a new fresh pair of ones all the time, and I did not. You see some people doing the same thing with their Jordans. You see some people doing the same thing with their hair, others doing the same thing with their skincare. Some folks are really good at with the type of food that they eat or their workout regimen. Same principle, different situation. We take care of the things that we take pride, that we're very proud of and that we take pride in. When you get a new vehicle and you don't want to mess it up, you try to keep the inside clean. You go take it to get your car washed. You take care of it. You don't let people get in and eat food and drop French fries all over the place and chips and stuff. These are things that you do when you want to take care of something because you take pride in it. The same thing when you get that lovely new outfit. You just won't just fling it all over the room. You put it up in the closet. You put it on a hanger. You want to make sure that it stays in good condition. When you get a new home, you want to make sure it stays in good condition. Now, if you don't do these things, then it shows that you don't take pride in what you have. And this is another lesson, but I'm going to leave it there. That you're not taking pride in what you have, the things that you have. So why am I bringing this all up? We have other areas as a community that we need to work on so that we can take pride in it. We are a resilient people, and we have overcome so much. We have survived so much trauma that our people have experienced and continue to experience, and yet we are still here pushing it forward. I love to see us get to a place where we are thriving forward. Pushing forward requires a lot of effort, right? When you think about having to push a revolving door, when you're thriving forward, it has a level of force and thrust behind it that doesn't require a lot of pushing, but instead something pushing us. That's the visual that I get. Maybe that's not what it is by pure definition, just sharing with you why I'm saying it in this way. What do we have to do as a people to be proud and to become proud in these other areas? What do we have to do to be in good health physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually? What do we have to do as a people to be proud of our communities, to be proud around how we were able to remain unified past the march? how we were able to be unified and be a unified front in our message to other people about who we are and what we stand for. Those are the steps that I really want you to explore. Now, granted, these are some open-ended questions. I'm not necessarily providing solutions in this video, but there are plenty of videos that I put out since last year that have talked about solutions for our community, or just pure principles that anybody can operate on, and you can take those principles and apply it to your life, to your family, to your community, to your level of influence. I'm leaving these questions open-ended so that you can explore for yourself as to what this means and how you are to work on applying it. And for those of who have come consistently, I thank you so much for your support. But you already know we are all about application. Good information stays there. Good information until you start learning how to apply it. That's where you see real change. So that's my challenge to you all, is to explore how we can do these things as a people. And of course, it impacts our mental health as a people. It impacts our overall health as a people, to be unified, to have good health as individuals and as families in the Black community. And then we get past other hurdles that we have had for ages. And now then we'll see ourselves in a new position to start working on the problems that are there in that season, in that hour, in that time. So I'm not here to worry about tomorrow, as tomorrow has enough worries of its own, but instead to focus on the here and the now. And that was Jesus who said, don't worry about tomorrow, not me. Check the word. All right, y'all, I pray that that was enjoyable and that you got something from it. I just want to do a quick announcement, and I cannot say too much, partly because some of the pieces of this have not been set into stone, but I am so excited about the next month's series and the dichotomy of it, and how we're gonna break apart some stuff. It might feel a little bit more like a classroom. Maybe y'all already feel like we have class when these come out every Wednesday, but the next what's coming up, we're gonna have to start pulling back in the battlefield, which has been on its hiatus or sabbatical since November, since the conference has ended back in November of 2022. But it is time for it to come back. It's taken its time to rest, and it is now rejuvenated and ready to move forward on its next steps. So for those of you who were there or who wanted to be there and remember the battlefield, we're coming back with more. We're going to be doing things throughout the year that you can participate in, and that is for the battlefield and also for Dr. Blaire. But Dr. Blaire is going to be with the battlefield because it's all kind of connected. But nonetheless, if you have not already started to follow and stay connected on other social media platforms other than here, subscribing here, please make sure that you head on over to Facebook as well as Instagram and give me a follow so that we can stay connected and that you can be the first to see it released. And so go ahead and hit that bell button on all of those platforms so that you know when this information and these opportunities are going to drop right away, because I want to be sure that I not only see you there, but I have an opportunity to get to know you in a more close and intimate setting. It's kind of hard to do this when we're only engaging over internet or videos. So instead, when we are in a workshop or we're in person with one another, and get a chance to get to know you all on a one-on-one basis. And with that being said, I pray that I will see you on another platform. Feel free to drop a comment somewhere and introduce yourself. I assure you I will not bite back, but instead will welcome you with a hug. Shalom, shalom. Like, comment, subscribe, and share with your community, and be sure to share with someone specific who needs to hear a little bit more about being Black and proud. Remember, before you go, and I see you next time, if I'm great and you're great, then we're a great community.